Welcome, Sudbuds, to another cycle of Dirty Laundry Clean Confessions, a family podcast created for the next generation. Smarge can't wait to see what you'll become, Grandsuds. Live, pre-recorded, from our family laundry room with Smarge, Haas, Otter, Silu, and sometimes not the real guest. Here, we're hanging it all on the line with everyday ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things. In the room where famous people are loved, adored, and admired, however, not invited, except for the great Willie Nelson, of course. Thanks for joining us in the laundry room while we fold through life's journeys. We're keeping it fresh, washing through stains, and making colors just a little bit brighter. Bum, bum, bum.
We make no money off this podcast news. Give us confessions we can use. People love it when you lose, they love dirty laundry. We couldn't be actors, so we wound up here. Don't have to look good, just have to speak clear. Come and whisper in our ear, give us dirty laundry.
All right, well, I'm recording visual. I have audio going. Audio sounds good. So,
Does audio sound good over here?
yep, I think we are live. We are rocking. What's up, everyone? How's it going?
Ooh, welcome, Sudbuds. You have Silu and Smarge here today.
Yeah,
Where's the camera? Hey, Charlie. And
up,
Charlie, the
Charles?
cameraman.
Charlie the cameraman. What's
Yeah.
cracking? What's cracking? So, how are you on laundry right now, Smart? You all caught up?
I am all caught up.
How are you caught up? We've been so busy this week.
Hey, you know, we've been busy and I've been keeping the laundry going.
Nice. That's what's up.
That's how I keep my sanity. I need some sort of routine because everything's been so busy, crazy, crazy,
super fun. Yeah, I'm not complaining,
but busy, crazy.
yeah, I'm really behind on laundry. I need to.
Are you? You should bring it over. It could be going right now.
I know it could.
Yeah.
That's just how my life is.
Yeah.
Just disorder, you know. So.
And Otter is back at work.
Lame.
We miss you, Otter.
We miss
we
you,
had a
dude.
great time with you when you were off work.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Haas is getting ready for that great big day,
Yeah, getting
wedding
married.
day. So she's busy.
Yep.
So
Super stoked.
miss you too, Haas.
Yep. Miss you both. Definitely.
So what's going on with your famous person, Tony Hawk? What's going on with him?
You know, he's
have an
been on.
update?
Yeah, he's been on his tour lately for his. I think I've talked about it for the last couple episodes, but he just re-released his video game, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So it's sort of cool because it's a re-release of an old game.
Did
and
you like
it's-
freshen it up or something?
Yeah,
or?
and it's
Okay.
for the new console, so like the graphics are a million times better
okay,
than when we
nice.
first had it. And I was just playing it with our godson. Actually, he
Okay.
got it for like the PlayStation 5 or whatever, and it's so cool. They have like lands, like they have like Bikini Bottom from SpongeBob, and you can like play as like weird characters from different video games from our past. I'm like, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. I don't know. It's
That's
pretty
great.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
neat. And
so
do you
it's-
remember the old video game?
I do remember.
Okay,
It. Yeah.
so you can compare it and you get very
Yeah,
cool.
so it's cool. It's just cool going down memory lane. But yeah, so they just released like a new package where you can play as like the Halo characters or go to Bikini Bottom and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Like, so just sort of paying like homage to like that era, you know?
Right,
so
right.
sort of cool. Yeah, pretty rad. But what about you? What about your famous people?
Willie is still making his tour with Bob Dylan
Okay,
and still out there doing that.
still rocking.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love you, Willie
That's
Nelson.
lovely.
Snoop Dogg was just recently in an article in Rolling Stones
Okay.
talking about when he was a rapper, 'cause
Mm-hmm.
he's not really considered a rapper anymore,
Yeah.
the terrible things he did and the horrible person that he was.
Yeah.
And it was kind of surprising,
Mm-hmm.
but very honest.
Yeah,
so
I know.
another reason why to love Snoop. And talk about like what's our laundry list, like what's next on your laundry list. Snoop
Yeah.
definitely had a lot on his laundry list because he left rap and then doesn't stop. He just
Yeah.
keeps going. So
And I love how his attitude about it. I saw something about that
Did
pretty
you?
recently,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
like, we'll roll the clip. I'll throw the clip in right now. But
Yeah, okay,
like,
great. Yeah.
it's so funny. He just is like, they're like, do you feel bad about how you were back in the day? And he's like, nah, fuck that. And they're like, what? And he's like, that's who I was.
Do you look back at some of your old lyrics, given the climate of what's happening today with women's empowerment, and be like, damn, that was kind of fucked up that I said that?
Nope, hell no, that was me. I love every motherfucking man. Fuck them hoes.
Man,
Straight
stop,
up.
man.
Fuck a bitch.
Don't say that,
No,
man.
I'm just saying that's me back then.
Okay.
I've been asked before, like, now that you're not a rapper, do you feel that you can't hang out and you don't have the toughness that rappers generally have, or what people, the general public thinks of rappers? And I loved his response. He says, well, if you can't grow with me, fucking grow away from me.
Yeah, right.
And I loved
Yeah.
it because it's like, we all get a chance to make up for some bad things,
Yeah, for sure. And you got to respect the people who take the effort. So,
and I think I haven't really heard a lot about Martha real recently. She did those recordings for the Cook Show, and then I think July, she was at home in her home garden.
oh, okay.
So maybe she's getting ready to bring in the harvest.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
And she's probably painted the barn, okay?
yeah.
Knowing her, and probably put a new roof on her house.
Yeah.
Knowing Martha.
And with a kitchen.
With a
kitchen on the roof. Yeah, right. How amazing.
She is. So
Well-
that's an update for mine.
That's what's up. Yeah, I was just thinking before I came over here about a conversation we had not too long ago, just about if there's finances that we have to figure out,
Right.
how we do things here, and we got to keep the lights on some way. And I'm like, dude, I freaking wish I could just like talk to someone, like have someone consult me on like what I'm doing, how I can like move forward, And then I ended up actually running into one of my buddies of mine that I surf with a bunch, and he is a consultant. So I was like, how crazy! Like, we should have him on
Wow,
the
what
show.
does he consult? And is he here today?
He is here
Is
today.
that who's in the studio with us?
He is here today. Today we have the absolute legend, Mr. Dave Reardon, with us. What's up, Dave?
Nice.
What's cracking, baby? How's it
Thank
going?
you so much.
Thank you for showing up today, bro. Super happy to have you here. So just so everyone knows, Dave is a really big influence in the surf community out here. Yeah, we have surfing in Colorado. It's freaking
River
crazy.
surfing?
River surfing.
Do you say that in the trade or not really? You just say surfing.
Oh, we say river surfing.
Okay,
Yeah,
just curious.
definitely.
Okay.
I mean,
Definitely.
I am a surfer too for like 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some stories, I bet.
Oh, yeah. But more than that, I mean, it's crazy because when we surf, we never talk about our jobs. Like we're always talking about boards or fins or like
Which is the way it
flow or
should
something.
be,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna dive into your other life a little bit here and see what's going on.
So you haven't been just a surfer your whole life,
No, I've had
and that hasn't paid the bills.
no.
Okay, so maybe we can ask you what like paid the bills to. Do you want to start there?
Well, yeah. Let's first. I really want to know, like, so your title is consultant, but you're criminal legislation. Is that correct?
It's actually what we do is I'm a certified fraud examiner. So
Word.
what I do is I
Oh.
do assistance with defense attorneys.
Okay.
Okay.
And so we do legal advice for attorneys
Okay.
on criminal cases. I'm not an attorney, but so we do.
They come to you.
Yeah, so they come to us and they hire us. We have a
Okay.
firm.
Okay.
And so based on our prior careers, we have input on helping out attorneys that have somebody who's under investigation, criminal investigation, been indicted, about ready to go to trial,
Okay.
trying to get out of jail or whatever the situation may be. So
Okay, so you're just you pretty much know the law to like you're an expert on the law to try and help them figure out like they're lying to you about this.
well,
basically.
on the criminal investigation side,
yeah.
Where does the legislation start?
So we actually help them out on legal services in the fact that we're providing them advice on how to go forward with maybe a plea agreement or
Okay.
if they're underneath criminal investigation, we help out try to figure out what's going on with the criminal investigation. We'll do the forensic accounting. I'll go out and do interviews. So if I need to interview like accountants or if I need to go out and interview anybody, I'm an expert at being able to hunt them down, find them, and interview them. And it could be, professionals to people that aren't so professional as well.
Right, right.
So
Okay.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So you're sort of like an undercover and interviewer.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done undercovers. Yeah,
Yeah. That's
Have you? Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That was on my prior career.
right. Okay, let's talk a little bit about. So, how long have you been doing this career, this consulting?
So I retired from federal law enforcement about 7 years ago.
okay.
And my wife had started up. She's a retired federal law enforcement officer also, and she had started up a consulting firm where we help out these defense attorneys, criminal defense attorneys, and so started working with her when I
Nice.
retired, and then she was hired on out from our firm to some larger businesses, and now she's actually working for the city of Denver.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Nice.
So family business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of took over the consulting firm, and so that was running really, really good until a couple of years, well, about a year ago.
Okay. Okay.
And
yeah.
business has just kind of slowed down, or
Yeah, it seems that white collar crime is not a priority for our federal government at this point in time.
well, great. Hear that?
So
Yeah, I
so
think
if
we
you're
have
a
a
white
button for
collar
that, don't
criminal,
we?
I say right
yeah,
now is probably a good time for you.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
yeah.
away with that shit.
So if you're listening to this and
Yeah.
you wanted to go into any sort of crime,
That's right. If you
white
want-
collar crime would be the one that we
I mean,
suggest from this podcast.
I mean, I would suggest you're probably gonna go to jail later, but you know,
Yeah.
if you want to go to jail, I can help you go to
Jail too. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is insane. That's so.
So you've been doing this for 7 years.
Right. But prior to that, I had a full law enforcement career as a
Okay.
special agent. So
Okay. And what was a special agent? What is a federal special agent?
So a special agent is a criminal investigator.
Okay.
And I had full authority, full arrest authority. You could do search warrants.
So are you working for the government
No,
at this
not-
point?
At
to be
that
federal,
point in time, yeah.
To be federal. you have
Yep.
to work
So,
for the
so I was a federal law enforcement officer. My title was special agent. Mm-hmm. And so we, like I said, we had a full, criminal investigative process where and rights that we had to go ahead and uphold, and we would, go ahead and do our criminal investigations, and ultimately that would end up in an indictment. And we would go out and arrest the person and bring them in, and then eventually they would have their day in court.
Whoa. Well,
So-
that is crazy because I know you on a personal level, and that does not sound like the job that you would if you choose.
No, I've
Yeah.
I've got-
How old were you when you started
Yeah.
this?
Geez,
And was it a hard job to get?
it was a hard job to get. So
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they'll just let anybody do it, Silu.
no. So I graduated from college, and in my
Where'd you graduate from?
University of Maryland.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go Terps.
Yeah, Terp.
Yep, yep.
And started at UMBC. So
Yep. Go.
Yep, did a year there, and then went to College Park. Graduated and knew that I was going to get a government job because back then, unlike now, government jobs were
Stable.
real good.
Yeah,
no,
right.
I had a great
Right.
job.
Yeah.
Great career, and so I started applying for all these different jobs, and I remember getting I ended up getting hired by it was an immigration job with as being a immigration officer, and
So you just wanted to be in the government.
yeah,
You
yeah,
were- oh,
yeah.
okay.
And I was
Wow, I bet you could get a job now.
yeah. No, I probably could.
Very bad humor. Sorry. Bad humor.
I get a $50,000 bonus, and
Yeah, seriously.
yeah. So no, I ended up applying for all these federal jobs, and I remember I applied for air traffic controller. I completely failed that exam.
That's hard though, right?
Yeah.
That's super hard.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, but
Looking back, are you happy you failed that? That seems like
Oh,
a
yeah.
stressful job
oh,
in the world.
horrible. And I was sweating on paper, but I couldn't imagine people's lives in my hand. And then
Right.
so I was going to be a border patrol agent. That was my I was about ready to go do that, and then IRS called up and and because I'd taken a test with them, and I was like, okay, IRS wants to hire me, and they said, we'll put you in Florida. And I'm like, well, I was surfing at the time, and I said, okay, where? And they said Fort Myers, and I'm like, Fort Myers, where the heck's Fort Myers? And I look on the map, and it's on the wrong side of the coast, but it seemed a lot better than.
Darn it!
When I was going to be a border patrol agent, I asked, when can I go to California? And the guy laughed at me. He said, at the end of your career. So.
What?
So yeah, it was going to be like in Texas somewhere, and it was going to be a tough job, but it was a law enforcement job. But the IRS called and said, hey, we got this tax collector job. And I'm like, a tax collector? I'm like, Florida. Okay, so I skipped out on Border Patrol and went down to Florida to Fort Lauderdale for training, and went in, and I showed up for first day of training, and the surf was up, so I went surfing, and I was so jazzed. Then the next day I showed up and started taking this IRS class, and about 4 hours into it, I'm like, if it doesn't get any better, I'm walking. I'm gonna go surf. 'Cause it sucked. Oh my God, it sucked. But it actually
this
got.
is where Dave crossed the line.
Yeah, so it actually got better, and then I became the dreaded tax collector. But I had to move to Fort Myers, Florida. Moved to Fort Myers, Florida, and first thing, I got there around Thanksgiving. Miraculously, there was surf
just
on the Gulf Coast. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I went surfing, called all my buddies back, and let them know that I was surfing the Gulf Coast. Little did I know it was going to become flat as a dog afterward. But I was all excited, and I started doing this job, and it was a horrible job to go out and collect taxes, banging on people's doors and demanding back taxes.
Yeah, you're never meeting people on their best day doing that,
No,
are you?
but I tell you what, I was super conservative before I went in and did this job, and after knocking on the door, and it'd have some poor guy that was a drywaller that couldn't pay his taxes because he didn't pay his estimated tax payments. He didn't understand self-employment taxes. I'm like, these are hard-working people that owe a lot of money.
Wow. So it kind of changed your
it did.
on night. I mean, you learned from
No, it made me switch. It was like really, this whole idea that everybody picks us up by their bootstraps and all that stuff. And that was like,
Well, you have to have a pair of boots first.
Yeah. They had to sell off their boots, or
Exactly.
their boots for work, and they were just more worried about putting food on the table. Long story short, I ended up going from.
How long did you do that?
So I did that.
You don't seem to have the right heart for that.
No, I did that.
And the soul. It just doesn't seem like.
I think I did like 4 or 5 years, and
Okay.
then I ended up going. Couldn't stand living in Fort Myers, which God,
Sure,
waiting room
yeah.
to old people that die. Now I'm old. Now I'm waiting to die. But
Now you're moving back.
So what's next on your laundry list? Okay, and that is the end of our podcast.
yeah, so I go to Palm Beach County in West Palm. I ended up working over there. I transferred. I told them I was going to quit if they didn't put me on the East Coast. So I went over there because I would drive to the East Coast every weekend to go surfing.
Oh, okay.
So they put me on.
That's how you kept your sanity.
Yeah, I went to the East Coast and surfed a lot, and I remember this job just sucks, Although my first day that I went to Palm Beach Island, that was my territory to go collect taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True story. Pull into Palm Beach Island, and I stop at this one address, and I see a dollar bill floating on the road, blowing in the wind. I'm like, they're so rich there that money is actually.
Whoa.
And and it was easy to collect taxes over there because I just go over there and go tell them I'm going to take their house.
And they'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
what do you need?
they would cut a check, right?
Nice. So it was an easy way to. I do have one question. Did you pick up that dollar bill?
I did.
Did you
Hell
keep
I
it?
did. I mean, I don't know. I wanted to rip it in half.
Did you? Okay. So we could
money.
actually really call you Dollar Dave.
Dollar Dave, yeah.
But go ahead. Okay.
But so I ended up doing that for a while, and also I worked some really poor areas too.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what was that like seeing that transition going from, oh, I'll just write you a check to, I have absolutely no money?
Oh, now I mean the IRS was good about like if you didn't have money, they wouldn't hound you. They would just verify. You'd report them as currently not collectible.
Okay.
A lien would be filed on them, so that kind of hampered them. But you moved on to the next case. You put that one away because they aren't be able to pay anything, and it was sad. And you tried to get it so they would pay their self-employment taxes and estimated tax payments, or made sure that they wouldn't run up any more liability or get them to file their tax returns.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool that way, but people would cry, knock on the door and they'd be scared. Here
I bet.
Here I am demanding.
Do you have to show a badge?
Yeah.
Like what is so you're an actual agent, so you're
Well, yeah, we're a revenue officer, so you weren't an agent.
Hmm.
So you had different types of agents. So special agent is a criminal investigator.
Oh, okay.
Revenue agent is an auditor, and I was a collections officer.
But you're showing a badge, which
A revenue officer. Well, you had
which
IRS.
for some people can just
scared.
strike fear.
Oh, it
just
did.
that alone.
Yeah.
It did. I
Yeah.
mean, people would literally break down and cry in front of me. It was the most horrible job.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because I mean,
You're taking their home sometime. Or,
Well, I
don't
wouldn't-
know.
I wouldn't-
You wouldn't have to.
I mean, I would. I did.
Oh, you
No, I actually
personally-
took people's houses, airplanes, cars, bank accounts.
So you're showing up with all the people behind you.
you took someone's
to see-
airplane?
So you
Yeah.
you actually seize the property.
Yeah, for their back taxes. But I would only do that in an egregious situation where they had the ability to. I mean, if you had an airplane, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
Yeah,
Owing
yeah, yeah,
taxes,
yeah.
right?
I
But
was
if you're
more like, whoa, that's sick as fuck.
but if,
sort of.
yeah,
So
but if
you're the guy that we see on TV that shows up with everybody and they jump out of the van and they start seizing everything.
no.
You were like Dog the Bounty
You
Hunter.
you knock on the door and say, "Hey, I took your airplane, or
Okay,
I
okay.
seized your second house, or
Okay,
no, and that
Yeah, that was
was
the people who could pay it.
yeah, they didn't want to,
Yeah.
right? And so
made it a choice.
So, but if
Yeah.
you had like the drywall guy, man, I'd leave him alone. If
Mm-hmm.
I'd try to get him so he's making self-employment tax and
Yep.
verify the fact that he's barely able to make a living and put food on the table. Document that and move on, right? 'Cause,
Right, yeah.
Would you say-
people don't go to jail in this country for owing taxes because they're poor?
Yeah. That's true.
That's true.
I guess I
That's
never
true.
thought
That's
of it
good.
that
That's
way.
a good way to
Everyone
think
who
about it.
goes is usually pretty rich.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah.
Even Martha spent her time,
Yeah, well
Do you think a lot of those people, like,
I didn't agree with Martha's,
How many
but-
of those people do you think just didn't even know the law?
Well,
like,
you-
you showed up and they were just like, "What the fuck do you mean?"
Well, you'd have a guy that was working, hanging drywall, and then he pulls off and does his own business and doesn't understand the law. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
have
that does happen.
I have
I mean-
someone like that in my life.
Right. I mean, but at the same time, most people get a job and they have their taxes paid.
They're trying.
Yeah, and they have the W-2, and then they file a tax return and get a refund at the end of the year. That's kind of the average. It pay as you go through your paycheck. So most people kind of have it already paid off at the end of the year. But self-employed individuals,
Yeah.
those that have other income sources, maybe don't realize they need to make an estimated tax payment or whatever.
Everyone wants to be working for themselves until you start thinking about it and you're like, oh shit, dude, I've got to save 20 or what is it, like 15 or whatever, like you got to save a certain percentage every time. Like,
Right.
it's fucking crazy. So.
Well, I mean, you pay 4 times a year, and there's
Yeah.
a schedule on it. But
Here's
he
a
has
question,
payments.
Dave. When you had to seize these things, did someone ever come up on your list where you're like, oh shit, I know that person?
No, if you had anybody you knew, you had to go ahead and remove yourself from that.
Oh, good.
Conflict-
so there is
conflict of interest.
conflict.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause
good.
You didn't even want an appearance. You didn't even want to appear that way. We called it being put into the funny papers. You didn't want that because the IRS had these guys that called inspections that would come in and say, "Hey, what's going on here?" And you could go to jail if you did some backhanded stuff like that.
Oh,
So-
meaning if, say, a friend of yours came up on your list and you were helping that friend, or they knew you knew
Right,
that friend, then
exactly.
there's a possibility
Yeah.
you're
Yep.
in cahoots, and then it all goes bad. Okay, so there is some, because that would be horrible.
No, and IRS was good about that, and people knew not to put themselves in bad situations like that. I mean, there were some people that I would get a case handed to me, and I go, I can't work this because I don't know, I go there and I bought my car from that particular dealership or whatever.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm not going to do it and give it to somebody else. And,
Okay.
I mean, I was really good about that. But I tell you, when I worked in Palm Beach County with these super hyper rich people that chose to not.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Back it up.
Yeah, like
It just shut off on me. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was
Are you
scared.
back
Like,
on?
Yeah,
what,
we're
what,
good. We're good.
what
Yeah.
wall
It
is
just-
it going to come through?
It just stopped and started over again. I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
Well,
No,
Charlie, our cameraman, must have fallen asleep.
Yeah, there
Charlie,
you go.
you're disappointing us today.
but yeah, I mean,
Man.
when I worked in Palm Beach County, Palm Beach Island, over there, going by Mar-a-Lago and places like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I knew Trump's name back then, not from
Yeah.
taxes or
Yeah.
anything, but he was disputing the fact that he was having to pay his taxes for his real property, and he said that the county had overvalued his property. How about that?
That's what he was trying to claim.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that
he
they
actually
overvalued it.
was able to fight it back.
I was gonna say he probably has some killer lawyers.
And
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
what floors me is Mar-a-Lago is from, the history of it.
no.
Oh, the history of it. It was built by the Post family, Post cereal.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And they were philanthropists, and they put so much money back into their communities and into their country. And
Yeah.
yes, they did have a lot of money, but it seemed like back then people with that much money, they felt a responsibility to give it back more, though I think than we see now.
Yeah, especially like
Because I
like-
can't imagine someone from the Post family trying to avoid taxes, but I don't know.
I think that's the new norm. But
Maybe. Yeah, right.
I also, I mean, I think like the people who are creating food back then are a little bit like you see like Hershey did the same thing in like Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Like people who like are in that line. I feel like even if they're not doing it for the right reason, they do it for the visual. You know what I'm saying? Like it just looks better helping the community. But I mean,
So here's another question. So what was did you have a favorite thing that you seized or a favorite time you seized something? And did you get to drive it, fly it, or
no, you
sail it?
um,
I'm thinking seizing boats in Florida, no?
you would seize boats, but I don't know. It's such a horrible thing to do to take people's property from them, even if I didn't really take any enjoyment from it. Shut down businesses.
You're a better person than me, I guess.
I mean,
I thought, I
mean-
just pictured maybe you guys walking away going, that felt kind of good.
yeah, like
nah.
Because the guy was such an idiot or such an asshole. So nothing like
No,
that.
I mean, when I was in Palm Beach, and the people would choose to not pay their taxes and then use that money for other purposes to gain more money, investments or whatever. That kind of, I felt good that I was able to go ahead and resolve that tax liability.
Okay.
But even in that situation, I hated taking stuff from people.
Right.
But it was, the exciting part about it when you seize a race car or, you seize something that was
Do you get to
property or a house or something like that, or a business. You had to shut down a business. There were times that people just couldn't really afford to pay their employment taxes, and you had to shut them down. And that was a horrible situation.
Yeah.
I mean, selling off perishable goods sucked. I mean, just like
I never thought about that,
restaurants and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Never even thought about that.
Never
yeah.
even thought
Yeah.
about that.
Like
Yeah.
someone could be eating right
And it
now.
made me very jaded because I would look at businesses and go, they aren't paying their taxes. Just like I'd have that feel. And my wife is like, I was dating her at the time. She's like, you're just jaded. And ultimately, I knew that there were certain people that if they were purposely not paying their taxes, that I could refer it to the criminal side of IRS. And,
Oh, right,
and so
yeah.
you had that opportunity
Right.
as well. I didn't really run into too much of that, but I knew that was out there. So I knew that was a job that I wanted to do.
Right. Okay.
And ultimately, I did a little bit of time as a revenue officer in Guam because
That sounds dangerous. I don't know
that
why, but-
was cool. And so I go out there and
Were you like through the U.S. Embassy or something?
no,
Or like,
Guam is U.S. territory.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
That's
touche.
Yeah,
touche.
so,
That's
so
true.
Guam, Saipan,
Yeah.
places like that. Like Puerto Rico, it's a territory. It's not even
American
Commonwealth.
Samoas.
American
There's surf
Samoa.
out
Yep.
there?
Yeah. What's that?
Is there surf out there?
Oh, was there surf? Oh my gosh, it's the best surf in my life. It was like
Isn't
my
that
mini,
American
mini
Samoa
Hawaii.
is one of the best places to surf, I thought.
American Samoa has decent surf too, but you have to know where to go. Like we didn't have a lot of surf breaks, but it was really good. It was all
Sorry,
reef
said
break.
Buzz. We've just switched on you.
Yeah.
He's a surfer as well.
Sorry, everyone. Yeah.
So I was there for a couple of years, 2.5 years, and started.
What even made you? Did you just think? What did the job come across? And you said that
somebody had suggested it and said, "Hey, David, did we know you surf? You'll be funny. You should go
okay.
surf there." And I'm like, so I called out to the surf shop out in Guam, which is on the other side of the international date line, in the middle of the night. And I called them up and said, "Do you have surf?" And they're like, "Yeah, we have surf."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, So then I went and ordered up the.
Because you couldn't check any other way back
Right.
then.
We didn't have the internet back
Yeah.
then, so I, Surfer Magazine had this magazine, the paper magazine that Surf Report type thing, and they would end up. You could order it up, so I ordered up the one for Guam for that part of Micronesia, and I opened the thing up and it's like huge, dangerous, big surf, and I'm like, oh my gosh! So I put in for the job, and did a lot of research on Guam and went out there. And first week I was there with the job.
Were you married? Were you single?
No, I was like, I should have married this girl, but it was like one of those situations where I had to do my own thing, so I left. And so I'm out there, and that first week, one of my coworkers said, "Hey, my brother surfs. How about I introduce you to him?" So here I am, a haole out on this island with locals, right? And I'm getting introduced to all the local boys, right?
Yeah.
And it was so cool because suddenly the white guy, the haole, ends up getting in well with the surf scene out there.
Sick.
And I surfed my ass off. It was such good surf. And luckily I had 2 pintails made in California.
Yeah.
Brought those out, and they're perfect. They weren't like, big squash tails or anything, and just would hook into the sharp, perfect waves that Guam would have at times. It was great. But at the same time, so I went back and I picked up my accounting that I needed to become a criminal investigator, because I didn't.
In Guam.
In Guam?
Yeah, because you had the University of Maryland Asian Division. UMAD. Right?
That's what
You
it was
crazy
called?
or you mad?
UMAD.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So yeah.
You
So I
mad.
I'd take classes, and the instructor would go, "What do you do for a living?" I didn't want to admit that I was a tax collector.
Yeah.
I started growing my hair. I'm like, I grow hair for a living.
So I'm out in the sun. It helps the hair
and
grow
I'm surfing
faster.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I ended up actually getting a job with IRS Criminal Investigation.
Is that what brought you out of Guam after 2 years?
Yeah. So when I left, I cried like a baby. That was such a great island. I mean, I didn't even have TV. All I did was
Did you ever go back? Have you gone back since? No.
It's so far away.
Quick
so
question, though, right
expensive.
before you said that, I should have married her. What's that about?
Well, I ended up marrying her. So
Oh, okay. Because if you didn't, and the one you married now is listening, I wanted you to be able to clarify, because I'm like, oh, we don't want to leave it there, because if he didn't marry the same person.
no, I married her.
So did she wait for you, would you say? Or did you reconnect when you came back?
No, when I was in Guam, I reconnected with her and actually proposed to her from Guam.
Over the phone.
And yeah.
Hey, it's better than the text.
You're the legend.
It's better than the text.
And then I
Wait, what did she say when you asked her on the phone?
sent me a ring, so I went out and I got
Send me a ring. Okay, that's a good response.
So I went and bought a ring on, because we had privileges to the military base. I got a sweet deal on a ring, and I sent it to her in the mail.
I love it.
So
I love it.
So then I ended up got the job about the same time with IRS Criminal Investigation. She was working there too with IRS Criminal Investigation, special agent.
Is that how you met her through
Yeah,
your work?
So when I lived in Texas, we all went out on a dangerous taxpayer, right? And so her and another agent came out as armed backup, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she was your backup?
Yeah, she's a short girl, right? So
love this story.
And the other guy that was
I
with her,
love
the
it.
other agent, was this really tall guy, and I look at him, I'm like,
How are you?
I'm like, I know you can handle yourself. And I looked at this female special agent who's short, and I'm like, do you know how to shoot? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
And don't make me shoot you.
Yeah, so I'm like, you got my back.
He didn't even ask. He said, do you know how to shoot?
You know how to shoot.
Yep.
Okay.
And so
I
yeah,
love
it
this
was
love
fun.
story.
Yep. So I ended up getting a job. I was actually hired up and I didn't know if I was going to go to Puerto Rico or Washington D.C. I was working for International with the IRS criminal investigation.
What a tale of two worlds.
And I was so psyched to go to Puerto Rico.
I'm sure.
And then they told me D.C. and I'm like, damn, I could have.
Is there surfing in Puerto Rico?
Oh, is there surfing in Puerto Rico?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
see, I'm not a
Like the
surfer.
only
Oh my
Caribbean
gosh.
surfing,
Yeah.
really?
It was
That's
like it was like Guam. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. And so real good surf. But I ended up in DC, and then long story short, I ended up down in Miami. I actually started my career in Miami as a special agent, and my wife was working up in the
How
Fort
long did you
Lauderdale
train
area.
for that? Like, what was the training to become a special agent from the IRS type? Because
So there's a law enforcement.
you said you took accounting classes, right, in Guam?
No, I took
Oh.
I took the accounting courses in Guam to get my accounting. So basically, I have a certificate in accounting, although I never actually got the certificate because I just need a number of hours, right?
Okay.
Of accounting, right?
Oh, okay.
So now I know what I'm doing, right? And then they send you to the Federal Law Enforcement Training Academy in Glencoe, Georgia, and you spend like 6 months there. It's
Okay, so it's
intense training.
What was that like? Did you ever question, should I be doing this?
No, I knew I wanted.
You knew it.
It's just
I
it was
love
a
it.
very it was a very hard job. I mean, a hard training.
I bet.
You
6
live
months.
there. It's like a military base. You know, you're running around hut. You're you
Yeah.
know,
Kind of like a
learning
boot,
how to shoot, learning how to
like
do
a boot
arrests.
camp
Yeah.
/ specialty camp. I mean, Guantanamo or not
Yeah.
Guantanamo
not
Bay.
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, I mean,
Where
we
they
had
train
like
CIA people. Where's
yeah, we had raid houses, and we would do all kinds of scenarios where you go arrest people, search warrants, and stuff like that. Matter of fact, Denver Post had pictures of the raid houses that I used to
Really?
train in. Yeah,
That's
Oh,
sick.
wow.
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
You get
Very
flashbacks.
cool.
No, I mean, it was you took it serious, and
Now, were you carrying a gun at this point?
yeah, yes.
Were you carrying a gun when you were in IRS office?
As a revenue officer, tax collector, no,
No. Okay.
no,
Just a
But-
badge.
Okay.
no. Just had a credential,
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
So then you moved on to this, and you're carrying a badge,
Now
and
I'm
you're
carrying a
carrying a
badge,
gun, and
gun.
you're okay.
handcuffs,
Okay.
the whole 9 yards, and
Okay.
and start working in Miami doing criminal investigation cases, and so that was the start of it, and then moved around a bit. Ended up in Deerfield Beach.
Okay.
I was an agent there for a while, which is kind of close to Fort Lauderdale, north of Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. And Fort Lauderdale's just north of Miami, right?
Yeah, by
Yeah.
about 45 minutes to
Okay.
an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then my wife ended up getting a supervisor job in Northern Virginia, so I got dragged up there.
What is the place in Virginia where the CIA people are trained?
Langley.
Langley.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So and I've done training at the FBI's training academy as well.
Whoa.
But,
Just because you were up there, you said I'm.
Yeah. We would go up there and do building entry training, or different types of enforcement action type training.
Now,
So
did you?
Oh, sorry.
or
Go
when,
ahead.
When you moved up north like that with your wife, because she obviously got the job that took you up there, did you just tell your job like, "Hey, I'm going up here. What can you guys do?" Or
Yep, yeah, and they helped out, and they ended up getting me
Nice.
a job in another group that.
Nice.
So there was no conflict of interest. But if you look, there's like my fingers grabbing the sand and going up 95.
You can just see the claw marks. Don't
now
take
I'm no
me.
longer. The surf sucked down in South Florida, but
But
at least it had surf, right? Compared to Guam, right?
and really nice weather.
Yeah,
And now you have-
hotter than hell.
now you have-
Now I'm all up in the D.C. area, and the closest beach where I learned how to surf was Ocean City, Maryland.
Yep.
And I go there. I call up my buddies I used to surf with. I'm like, "Can you surf? And, let's go surf." And they're like, "No, man, I don't surf anymore." I'm like, "What?"
What? Wait, why would you stop?
I know. That's what I said.
I
But
love
life
that-
goes on.
I love
right?
that you have, but you have stuck with this because it works for you. It's your passion.
Yeah, but it was hard because I drove out to Ocean City, and they're like, it's two night minimum at the hotels, and it took like
Well, sometimes
it's a
your
2 hour
passion can
drive,
keep
but
it
it took
up.
4 hours
Yeah.
of traffic, and
Yeah.
it was sucked. And I get there, and it was not good. But
Mid-tier beach town at best. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I ended up dropping off of the surf scene. I really didn't surf that much. Picked up snowboarding again.
Yeah.
Because I snowboarded a long time ago. When I was a kid, I lived in in Colorado, and actually was a snowboarder then. But
Nice.
one of the early ones. But yeah, I did up there for a while, and
Now,
then
this is when you were in criminal investigation.
Mm-hmm.
That seems so broad. Were you in a certain department? Like criminal, it just seems so broad. Like it could be
So
anything, couldn't it?
no, I mean you had to be focused on tax evasion.
You're still in that area.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm working for the IRS. So the mission was to go ahead
Okay.
and work tax cases or money laundering cases, and then
money
and
laundering.
then for a while there, I was with I was in a high intensity drug trafficking area, which is called HIDA. It's a drug group.
Okay.
So we worked drug cases, and from the money angle of it.
Right.
So,
Okay.
So that was kind of cool for a while. Did
Yeah.
that for a couple of years. Then my wife ended up getting a promotion out here to Denver.
Okay.
As assistant special agent in charge, so second in charge of the field office out here.
Whoa.
So they sent me off to become a computer forensic
Oh my gosh.
specialist. So what I would do
That
is,
sounds like rocket science to me,
it
doesn't it? It might as well
it
be
was
the
a cool
same
job, but
thing.
but it was also not. It's not a cool job. What I did is I went back to FLETC, to the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, and they taught you how to actually, when we would go in and do a search warrant, we would grab the computer. So I could
The whole
grab that
computer, right.
computer, and then I would image that computer. Right, I would do an exact copy, bit for bit,
Okay.
with your hard drive.
Just transfer it over. Like, yeah. Okay.
Then I would take that back to my lab, and then I could run special programs on it. So if I wanted to pull out all your emails, or I want to pull out all the spreadsheets or documents, or
And you said you didn't really enjoy this, or you did?
I mean, it was cool, and I learned a
okay.
lot. I went on a bunch of search warrants throughout the country.
Whoa.
I mean, all over the country, and it would do this. And
Was this more satisfying to seize?
No, I mean,
then-
what you're doing at this point in time, you have a search warrant in your
So
hand.
you already know they're they're already
not-
suspected criminal.
yeah,
I mean, there has
yeah.
to be a suspicion for
Right.
a warrant. Okay.
So we go in, we get the judge to sign off on a search warrant, and we go in with a whole team. Now this is where the
This
everybody
is what we
jumps
see.
out.
Because I was going to ask, are
Yeah,
you
this is
calling
where
the
everybody
judge
jumps
in the
out.
middle of the night?
We got the bulletproof vests on, and we're banging on the door.
This is where I would be going the other way.
No,
Thank you
'cause-
so much for what you do.
Yeah.
And I would rather help people after the fact.
Yeah. I mean, we have people out back, and if you need to, you bang in the door with a battering ram or whatever.
So you'd
I
have
mean,
to force.
and
Do you force yourself in with a search warrant?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you knock on the door and make yourself known, and hopefully
Yeah.
they open the door. But depending upon the case, you might have to knock the door down.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes we send in SWAT. Sometimes
Were some just far scarier than others?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you go in and you clear the place. I mean, you're with a gun out, and you're in there. Sometimes you're arresting them too.
Have you ever gone in and someone's just in the middle of doing laundry?
Yeah, people taking shits.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so you'll just come in.
I've had
at
people
any
pass
time.
out on me because of this. Yeah.
Real, like, just like out of fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Have you seen some pretty gnarly shit on those computers?
Um.
Like you didn't catch like.
So
Are you
I would
going
see
dark
some.
on us,
No,
Celia?
I see some weird stuff, but
I
thank God I didn't see any child porn.
That's
or
what
any
I
of
was
that
about to
stuff.
say.
Yeah,
like,
that would
I
be-
would fucking
Because
my mind.
Because
like,
if you did come upon child porn, you would stop, and then
Okay.
you would get another warrant to come in and get the CP.
why? Because it's a different.
Yeah, because you're looking for whatever the crime is.
Oh, and
Is
that's
it
not
tax
in there.
evasion,
Okay.
or is it
right,
money laundering?
But then you find something. Oh,
If you found something else like child porn, you would then stop, get another warrant, and then usually you would bring in another agency to help pick that. Secret Service was the one that was doing a lot of child pornography. I don't know why
At the
Secret
time,
Service.
yeah.
my fear would be not being able to
Investigating that,
unsee it. Like you've seen it, and you
Well-
go, okay, now I know I have to pass it on. But then
So-
what have you seen? It's
Well, some of the criminal investigators that were, that were computer specialists like I was, they did that. That's all I did, and that was a complete mindfuck for those people.
I'm sure I'm like
To see that because really the way child pornography works out is that every time that somebody looks at it, it's actually reharming that child.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean they have to look at it. What they do is they have like certain each file has a hashtag or SHA, which are numbers of ones and zeros and ABC and stuff like
Right.
that. So whenever they found child porn, they would actually take that SHA number, that hash number, and they would put it onto a special database. So you could go through somebody's computer and it would match all these stuff. So you didn't actually have to look at them.
Okay.
But they would have to verify
by
by look at a certain
yeah.
amount of them.
Yeah.
And then other charges would come in, but it would, thank God I didn't have to work any of that stuff. I did see some gnarly stuff on there, but
Yeah.
but nothing of that level. And it was always the worry because I had kids
Yeah.
at the time, young
Right,
kids,
right.
and,
So, how many times did bullets fly?
luckily in my career, none. I mean,
Really cool.
yeah.
Because I would just think that would. I
mean,
you're
I would-
going into somebody's property, right? And
Yeah.
you're
Well, I mean, we would go every 3 months and qualify. So I shot thousands upon thousands of rounds every 3 months, and then, but when I go and arrest somebody, I have the gun out or a search warrant. Or
Well, I'm
something
just
like
wondering if they were shooting at you to protect
Thank God,
their
no.
property. That's
that. No,
what, that was,
people aren't like that. It's not like TV. People don't do that. I mean, if you did have, there were some
I
bad
got TV. What about now?
There's some
Would you
bad-
be more frightened now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, there's bad actors. So if I knew somebody was really bad, I'd send a SWAT team in there, and we would
Okay.
go in like Dark Hunter and flashbang the place, and people you get flashbang, you don't even know where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's-
And then I would
I've
come
heard,
afterwards, and they're all like zip tied, in their
Right,
back,
okay,
and then
okay,
unzip tie the ones that were safe and let them go.
He's like, I'm in here for the computer.
I mean,
like,
yeah. I mean, I've seen some gnarly stuff. I mean, watched
How
some
did your
gnarly crap,
kid? How many kids do you and your wife have?
too.
How did they handle? This has got to be stressful.
They were young.
But they didn't really understand. Both parents are
Right.
kind of in this arm's way type thing.
Right.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
and we did things to harden the house, like a good ADP system. We were on call basically 24/7.
Yeah.
So
And you two were well trained,
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
You know?
I was
mean,
just wondering if it created a stress level with your kids,
No.
with both parents being in that.
no, I think we taught them to,
I guess you know what you grew up with. I guess. Huh?
yeah, they're used to it. It's new normal. It was normal to them.
Yeah.
And so I mean, and I was a firearms instructor and
Okay.
defensive tactics instructor, stuff like that. So and I knew like if I were working a bad person, how to watch our backside on that and stuff. And,
Did your kids ever go to school with kids of bad people you found out about? That made you like question like your neighborhood or your community.
I mean, I have to be careful on answering that, but
Yeah, for sure.
But there would be people that were that you knew of or whatever. And-
Yeah, I don't mean like
Yeah.
you've gone to dinner to their house, but you know that they're at the same, or their kids are.
Well, I mean, once again, if you had some close relationship with them,
That would be done
whatever,
for.
you would disengage from that
Right.
case because you didn't want any improprieties to come on.
So, and even
Any
if it was like a
conflict
bad
with-
guy you didn't know, but was in your community, would you try and avoid it?
No, I mean, for the most part, once a person's arrested, or they're indicted, or they're being told they're underneath criminal investigation, they knew to stay away from us.
Okay.
So there was no worry about it. Did I ever walk into a store or a restaurant and saw somebody? Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally I would excuse myself and I would want to be it's not like TV. I'm not going to get into like some
And they're not going to like pay for your meal and say,
no.
job
I
well
mean,
done.
no.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you want to stay away from
Yeah.
that. So, but
How was the camaraderie between you and your other like officers? Were you pretty tight with like your squad?
oh yeah,
Say, like
yeah, because your life depended upon
Yeah,
it,
for
right? So
sure.
you go in, and I mean, we would go arrest somebody, and we'd go in with a number of people, so there wouldn't be. It's not like we're out there on a cop on the street, you're grabbing people,
Right, yeah.
So no, your life depended upon them, and so we were pretty good.
pretty tight.
Yeah. And then eventually, I did that for a number of years. And then I ended up getting recruited to a Federal Housing Finance Agency Office of Inspector General.
Okay.
And so what happened was that agency oversees Freddie, Fannie Mae, and the Federal Home Loan banks.
Okay.
And so at the time during the
When, I was going to say, when was this? What,
financial crisis years, so
Like 08.
2008.
yeah. So what ended up happening there was that with
Grant
Freddie and
said-
Fannie
look that
went
up.
under receivership with control by federal government, and FHFA was, looking at all these bad mortgages, and they didn't know what to do. So somebody said, hey, we need to go ahead and stand up a criminal side. So I went over there from IRS criminal investigation, and they grabbed like FBI agents, HUD agents, all these.
Right, yeah.
And they brought us over, and we started up. I didn't actually start up. I was there right after it started up, but was there for the beginning of actually going out and working criminal cases on mortgage fraud. So I switched from taxes to mortgage fraud.
When you were back in investigating and stuff, did you have to, like, if there was an arrest made, would you have to go to court? Was there times that you had to show up in court?
Oh yeah, because we
was there a lot? How many hours are spent in court?
It depends. Like if you're going to go to trial, it's a phenomenal amount of hours.
Yeah. And how do you work too? That's what I can't.
No, that was part of your job. You get paid for that.
Nice. So they just pause everything.
Okay,
out.
but how do you have a life? You don't.
Well,
because you're going to be working your job, but then you're also going to be showing up in court.
So I was working average of 10 hours a day.
Okay.
I was on call 24/7. If you went to trial, you were expected to prepare for trial. So you worked weekends, holidays, or whatever. And then when it came for trial, you went in with the assistant U.S. attorney, and you sit at the table and help them out. Or if you're a key witness, you may end up just testifying. Like when I was seizing computers, I'd have to testify the fact that I seized the computer and I found these particular files.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking you would have to be the person that would.
Yeah. So I would testify, or I'd testify in front of the grand jury or whatever. I mean, I would arrest a person after that. I pitched the case to the U.S. Attorney's Office and get approval from DOJ tax and all these other processes, depending upon the type of case. The money laundering case is a little different. But you would actually go out and arrest a person. I would arrest a person, bring them in to the marshals, and we'd go through the process of starting to get them ready for trial.
Okay.
And they would have rights as, a person who's defended, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a right to an attorney,
right
to discovery and all that type of stuff. And so, and it was a long drawn out process. And it was time, if they went on to trial, and a lot of them pled out, but if they went to trial, it was a lot of work.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, there were holidays I worked. There was, if you were ready for trial, it's like you worked.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, sleep was kind of extra,
Yes. You were lucky.
Yeah. So and you would go get witnesses and bring them in and or you testify yourself.
So when you moved on to the housing part of all of the
FHFA,
were you making arrests then?
Yes. So I was a special agent with them.
Because it seems like it'd be big corporations then or something.
I did work big corporations as well. But I did work low-level mortgage fraud type cases.
Oh, okay.
People that were stealing, not stealing, but they're breaking into foreclosed houses and selling them to poor people that didn't know that they were buying a house that belonged to them. Worked with the local DA's office to the state, all the way up to the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Yeah.
Worked civil cases too.
Okay.
So I'm not going to name the bank, but I was one of the two agents on a multi-billion-dollar settlement.
Wow.
So that's sick. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So my salary's been paid for many times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've made my salary.
Yeah. So I did that for the latter part of my career, and then I became of age where I could retire, and there's a point in time where you get too old and they force you to retire. Mm-hmm. I chose to leave when I was available to retire because my wife had started up this consulting firm. So I did that. I'm glad I did because as the administration changed at the time, priorities started shifting, and the way DOJ handles stuff, it's not really the same.
Right.
Okay.
And then currently, it's I don't know. I mean, I was listening to the head of FHFA being talked about with some political activity going on right now with the current administration. And I couldn't have done that type of work.
Right.
I would have quit.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
I would've been
A lot
fired.
of people have. A lot of people have been fired. A lot of people have quit. It's tough out there right now.
I've sworn oath to the Constitution
Yeah.
and to people's rights. And there's, whenever I arrested somebody, it was done with, proper, put handcuffs on the people and, put people on the ground or whatever. But, they had rights.
They had their rights, and
there
you
was-
were going to respect that to a degree, right?
And there's no way that I would politically be a pawn to anybody. I would have been out.
Right.
So it's a different game right now.
For sure.
And it's kind of sad because there's some people I worked with that are still working for these agencies, and I don't know how
Not
they're
the
doing.
same. Yeah. I have another question for you. Going back to when you were in the mortgage and home, you hear now like people like the fraud where like all of a sudden like someone says, no, we've sold your home. And they've sold it to somebody else and it's not your home anymore and all of that. Do you know what I'm talking about? They show it on a commercial and you should get these, pay for this service to guard your mortgage. How often does that happen?
Doesn't.
Okay, so are they selling a product?
They're ripping
or
you off.
That's a fraud.
Because you hear like people like they do a fraud, like so they make up paperwork or whatever, and all of a sudden you find out your home that you're paying for is sold to somebody else and it's not even your home, so it doesn't really.
I mean,
okay.
I'll give you an example.
That makes me feel better. Thank you.
I mean,
Did you hear that, Subbudge? We can all feel better.
That's
about
all
that.
BS.
They're selling a product to secure you online, I think, basically.
Right. No. I mean, there's identity theft and stuff like that occurs where people are buying buying houses in your name, getting mortgages and stuff like that.
Right. But
right.
you don't see a lot.
But I don't, somebody couldn't come to this house and actually steal it out from underneath you.
That's not what they're saying on this commercial. Thank you for putting that straight for me.
And then afterwards, a little blue pill
I was a little worried. I'm like, are you kidding me?
makes you love forever. No, I don't think so.
It was a late at night commercial that I saw this on. I must say, it was a late at night commercial. But I feel I'm going to sleep better now.
It was that text you got. Right.
I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to worry about this too?
See, as we get older, right?
Yeah, I know. I get
we're
tired of my worry list is like.
No, the head of FBI and the head of NSA were being interviewed a couple of years ago, and they're talking about AI and the threat of AI, right? And the head of NSA was a complete asshole. And he was like, we've got this down, Pat. We were in control of it. And the FBI director's going, I don't know, man. It's just gonna, once the average fraudster gets AI,
The cat is out of the
we're in trouble.
bag.
So can you imagine right now, like, some guy or some person, a lady, whatever, doesn't matter, either, this country or out of country or whatever, is like, all right, I want AI, give me all these phone numbers for people that are over the age of 60. Go ahead and call them up and see if they answer the phone, and then here, use this voice of like, you've been your house has been stolen, right? And next thing you know, you send out a couple tens of thousands of those, right? And you have one person that takes the bait and then go ahead and steal them blind. So that's how it works right now.
Right.
So you got to
Who
be careful.
investigates the love online? Is that identification fraud? Like you hear about like these.
Pig butchering, they call it.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Pig butchering? Yeah. Like where these older women are falling in love, they think for the next time in their life, and it's with a millionaire that's there, and the picture isn't even really them.
No, or some guy that some.
Does that that it's got to happen a lot because it's keeping Dr. Phil busy. That's what like all of his episodes have been about.
FBI has
and I'm like, who takes care of that? That's a lot. And I feel bad because there's these older women and there's a few men, but it seems to be older women more.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Probably a lot more men almost.
Yeah.
We're dumb.
FBI has a number that you can call in and report this, and the reality is that all you're going to get is like a Kleenex and wipe away the tears because your money's gone. CBI here, Colorado Bureau of Investigations here in Colorado, can help out and try to claw some of that money back before it goes.
Right. But yeah, it'd have to be really
But
early on.
yeah, I mean, the reality is that you know, your uncle is, you know, like having a relationship with this girl from the Philippines or from Russia or wherever, or from, you know, Australia, I don't know.
Yeah.
And they really, you know, think, and the person says, well, I need some money. I need you to invest in this. Can you go buy this Bitcoin? And next, you know, they're going and put money into a Bitcoin ATM machine, and then they go put it into this wallet. So they put it in this wallet, but they don't have the password, and suddenly the money's gone.
Right.
The relationship turns out to be false, but family finds out about it, and uncle is still thinking that this is a true thing. And
That's what's so sad.
and they'll call him back up, and they'll get another 10 grand from him.
I know. That's
And
what's
it's
so
horrible.
sad is that they don't just do it once. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like when you were saying sometimes they can like get some of that money back if it hasn't left yet, but more times than not, they have done this over and over.
The money's
and
gone.
Over.
And they've lost all their savings.
Yeah. And then they're heartbroken to top it off.
Right. And then they're once if they even figure it out, if they believe it, that they're so, you know, sad and disappointed in themselves and embarrassed.
They're embarrassed. Yeah.
They don't want to tell family.
It was fake. Yeah.
Yeah, that they, you know, they got taken by, you know, somebody that they thought was, and it's probably, you know, some guy. You know.
Yeah.
On a computer.
So
yeah.
is this a worldwide problem or more of an American problem?
We're the easy.
Are we an
targets.
easier
Yeah.
target?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I assume.
Why
assume
would you
this-
think like we're easier than England, say, or something?
No,
Because
probably
we're so unhappy.
No, I think it's happening in England, but you know, we're the money pit of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
So
true.
if you-
Right. So yeah.
So if you're gonna go, and we're gullible, you know.
Right.
So
right.
if you're gonna go play this game, play it here.
Play it here because that's where the money
Not
is.
to
That's
mention,
right. Yeah.
how many times do you hear when someone travels to a different country, like England or Japan or something? They're like, "Dude, I saw this in Japan 10 years ago or 5 years ago, and it's just happening here." Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
like,
right.
Like the RFID chips
Yeah.
and the cards, like that was huge in
Yeah.
the UN for like 10 years before we saw it here.
Right.
You know, it's just like, okay.
Well, and you know, there's, you know, with the dark net and stuff like that, you know, they go out and they buy stolen Social Security numbers and stolen credit cards, stuff that's
How
been.
does one get to the dark net? Do you Google dark net? Like I don't know. What's the dark net? I don't
know how to get on.
I know it's I know
Yeah.
it's part of the internet that's not a great place, but how do people get there?
You drive down a road. You go through your computer and you start going to protected, you know.
Okay. It's I mean, I don't want to tell bad people how to do it,
No,
but
no,
it's all I've always wondered how like do you Google dark web or
I
something?
mean, I bet you that's.
But I don't want that on my
No,
computer.
I think you probably could start that way, and then it would get you into it, and then you start going to, you know, different websites that have, you know, fake IP addresses that move around and
yeah,
stuff.
because
And then, you know, once you get in there, and you know, what they'll do is they'll steal credit cards and use those credit cards to buy Social Security numbers, or, you know, if you want to buy drugs, or if you need to, you know, you want to buy prostitution, or, you know,
anything you think
Yeah,
about that.
hits on
super
people.
gnarly, yeah.
no, it's
Do you know you're in the dark web when you're in the
Oh,
dark
for
web?
sure.
Okay. Oh, I,
think
didn't know. Like, I don't want to be there and not know
I
it.
think
Like,
it's,
you know, it's not like you clicked and you're there by accident.
yeah, okay. It's
Your
not
computer turns black. No.
yeah, I'm
But it's
pretty
not-
sure it's
like, am I going to know I'm there if I'm there by
Yeah, no,
accident?
you're not going to be accident.
I'm pretty sure it's like a private.
Somehow,
browser, like, you
somehow,
Yeah.
the
I mean,
creeps know how to get in there, and it's not going to happen to the average person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to be trying. Black.
So there's something said, buds. If someone said they accidentally got into the dark
No,
web, they are lying to you.
Right.
It's no accident.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
run.
I didn't accidentally buy a bunch of Social Security numbers.
Yeah,
you
seriously,
run from the dark
seriously.
web.
I didn't. This meth that showed up my door, I didn't mean to buy it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
How this got
Just
here.
run away. I love your laundry list of life. I've got to say,
It's pretty wild, man.
it is.
What do you think the
So-
biggest lesson that you learned while you were working, like all these jobs? Like, what do you think?
And
the
then we're going to
biggest-
let you talk about your passion.
Yeah. What do you think the biggest thing you learned, like while working with the government and trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, figure out why people are not paying taxes, why, or
I
you
mean,
know,
I mean, I can't really say why people don't pay their taxes or why they cheated on mortgages or why
what's the
they why
lesson
they
you
were
learned
why they were
from that?
involved in money laundering for drug dealers or that type of stuff. You know, I don't think people. First of all, I don't think people are born with this, and some people do think that people are born criminals. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
I think it's people find themselves getting into some bad things and they make some bad decisions. And
Do you think it kind of starts from desperation, getting desperate, putting yourself in a desperate?
no, I think it could be something as simple as there's no checks and balances on that person. They're working as a as a bookkeeper for a business, and they decide to go ahead and take a little bit of money because they're short because
Okay.
their transmission broke down or something.
Right.
Then they realize that, oh, wait a minute, I need to take a trip. Let me get some more money. Next thing you know, they're
It
buying
worked the
themselves.
first time.
Yeah, I mean, and they get to the point. I mean, we've had people that we've arrested, and they're like, what took you so long? Yeah,
Whoa.
because they
Are
knew
they
that.
almost relieved?
Yes.
Because it sounds like a
Yes, they're relieved, but
race.
they're also very desperate
Right,
at that point
right.
in time too. So, getting back to what I've learned is that we're a great nation and we have this thing called due process. No matter what's going on with the current politics of the day, everybody is given due process, and the Constitution holds that up. The court systems hold that up. And for the most part, the agencies and the federal law enforcement and even local law enforcement holds that true to this day,
Yeah.
although it's being tarnished.
show some humanity.
Yeah.
I mean, I think,
Yeah.
I mean, they can be bad people, but that doesn't mean we need to not show humanity.
Right. I mean,
We need to show more humanity, I
People
think.
change.
but I mean, it is hard. It's hard,
Where would you like to see, since we're doing this little podcast here for the future, we call them grandsuds of the world, where would you like to see these departments in our government be in the next 20, 30 years? Hoping they're still there? Are you just hoping they're still there? Or are you hoping they still stay as strong as you experienced, or they get back to what
I think you need to go back to where we were.
you experienced in your earlier
Yeah,
years?
because, when I worked a tax case, we had this thing called DOJ Tax, Department of Justice Tax Division.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the reason why that occurred, because Nixon was using the IRS as a political tool against his enemies, his political enemies.
Oh, as political enemies within the
Yes.
country. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes. So therefore, IRS and DOJ to not appear to be used by the executive branch as, a tool to go after your enemy. We had this thing called DOJ tax, where they had to approve these tax cases before we could go back to the local U.S. attorney who was working underneath the appointed U.S. attorney from the executive, from the president. And it gave a layer of honesty to should you be working this case or not. There are certain cases that you could go directly to the U.S. attorney's office on, money laundering cases and that type of stuff. But that had a specified unlawful activity, drug
Almost
dealing
like
or
getting a
whatever.
search warrant, like we talked about earlier. You had to have some. It established you had to have some sort of proof to go after somebody.
But those checks and balances are gone right now,
Okay.
and or have been broken down to the point that they no longer exist.
Right.
And with FHFA, OIG, they're currently using my former employer, right, as a way to go after the enemies of the current administration,
Right.
in their eyes.
Right. In
Which,
their eyes. Right.
which I can't be part of, and hopefully it goes back to what it was beforehand. I don't know how it's going to
Well,
be.
I
there.
hope it does too, because sometimes, as we learn in life, we try some things, they work, and then we try some things, they don't work, and then we go back to the old way.
It should
that
be
works.
it should be interesting for this podcast. I mean, after we're gone, right?
Right.
What's gonna? What
I know.
Are they
I
gonna
know.
be laughing their asses off, going, "Oh yeah, look, right now you got to go out there and like AI is hunting you down and looking at what you said today, and
Right,
whether or
right.
not you're going to be hauled in by the
Exactly. That's
jackbooted thugs, or we went back to it and now we've got a better system. I don't know.
Right.
What it
I
is.
would hope there's room for that in this country, going back to some things that really worked and make them better with what we learned, right?
Right.
I would hope. Well, let's get on to something a little more light. Your other thing on your laundry list that you love, now that I guess you're semi-retired. You're not really retired,
So-
are you?
so-
Because you're into surfing.
Yeah.
As-
So I mean, we've got our consulting firm, but unfortunately, like I said, white collar crime seems not to be a priority with Department of Justice anymore, or the federal government.
Damn, I'm feeling kind of edgy about
even
that.
state and local, they don't. I mean,
What do you think? What do you think took its place?
greed.
Thank you.
Definitely.
And
Yeah,
for
that's
example,
what I wondered, too.
so there was a bank just recently, one of the large banks that there was I think there was something like I don't know, $4 or $5 million worth of fraud against the bank. Right?
Okay.
And the bank's clawing back as much of his money as they can, but they don't like to go to the local law enforcement because it looks bad upon them to admit that they got stolen and make a referral to the law enforcement. So there is like this weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so they fire the person, they try to get the money back,
That's
and
how
then they
much-
go work at some other bank and do the same thing.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's not.
The power of the pen is much more than the power of the sword
Yeah, true.
when it comes to crime.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no. So beyond the business side
yeah.
of stuff, no, I've been
Have you been able to surf more now that white collar crime doesn't seem to be a priority?
no, because the waves have been sucking. me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm
know.
sorry. And you are in the middle of a desert.
Well, I mean,
Colorado, but
we surf the rivers,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, with this year compared to the last 2 years, we're in a drought, and so locally we haven't been surfing that much. We got
At
like
all? Like what? 12 days? 14 days?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
has this helped you protect like all of you guys' time on the river, surfing it season through season?
Mm-hmm.
Has it helped you at all predict what kind of winter we're going to have here in Colorado?
We
Like,
know that too.
Yeah, I think it's almost the opposite. I think we know the spring because of the winter.
Yeah.
More.
What?
Just like we know if it's gonna be like a wet spring because of the winter, because how much snow. we got.
Oh, okay.
Whereas we don't really know
Know what
the
kind of winter it's going to be if it's been a dry summer.
Although each year when they start looking at the southern hemisphere and what's going on down there, is it El Nino or La Nina? Mm-hmm. This year, what they're expecting is a blah year, just a normal. It could be, it's not going to be a boomer year of a lot of snow, and it's not going to be a dry.
Yeah.
But that's what we had last year.
True.
We had basically average snowpack here in northern Colorado Rockies, and we thought we were going to get a decent runoff, and when it melted, it came late, and then everything was hot up there, and it didn't get to the headwaters as well as they thought. It soaked into the ground, and that type of stuff. It evaporated, and then the fact that we have this drought going on, they've decided to keep as much water as they can in the reservoir, so they're not letting it out.
Oh, yeah.
And then ironically, the monsoon rains that we normally get has been going around us, literally going
Yeah, I
around
know.
Denver, Chatfield, and the South Platte headwaters, and even just below the Chatfield, and going and dumping on the Eastern Plains. So they got a decent amount of rain this summer, so they didn't have to make as many calls
To
out
release
for
the water,
Yeah,
so that reduces your waves.
But we do have a couple other waves that are surfable, Pueblo and Salida. And
Now, do you still snowboard? You'd mentioned earlier you snowboard.
I snowboard, but I
You do.
yeah. So,
That's one thing that
but I snow skated.
I wouldn't know.
Pow surf.
Okay.
Yeah, without the bindings, right? So it's just like snowboarding, but no bindings.
It
to hold
just
you
seems
in.
so much more dangerous.
Oh yeah, it is.
You're not hitting. I don't know. But
Well, we have to go to the backcountry for the pow surfing, and that's
yeah,
we
right.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when
And we
you
lost one of our guys.
What's your? Oh, you did.
R.I.P.
Avalanche or? I am so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Watch out for those.
Sort of a big.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. R.I.P.
So yes,
Sorry.
rest in peace.
Seriously, that was a big hit on not just the snow pal community, but the surf community.
Yeah.
He was a big influence to all of
Now,
us.
have you skateboarded? Do you skateboard?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you start first? Do you remember? What did you?
1972.
And that was surfing or skateboarding?
No,
or-
skateboarding. So,
Skateboarding.
so back then it was clay wheels, You know, it was
I remember Clay.
yeah, clay wheels and you know, a little bitty board, and you know, I take a look at that picture of Tony Hawk with the throwback of a Sims taper cake.
Yeah, I know.
He's got the headband like the Skateboarder magazine.
Yeah.
So now I skateboarded through all the different changes of skateboarding. Went from clay wheels to urethane wheels that had open wheel ball bearings to closed.
There's those
ball
little
bearings.
beads in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
Yep,
that.
Yep,
For some,
exactly.
yeah.
And then I stuck with it and started built half pipes in the backyard
Okay.
and rode the pools and then skate parks came around.
Do your
and-
kids have your kids skateboard? Do they skateboard with you? Or do
My
you-
son does.
Okay.
My oldest son, my youngest son, he doesn't, but he knows how to skateboard and has skateboarded. You know, he was there's some really cool pictures of him. You know, he used to longboard.
Nice.
So I mean, he can skateboard, but not like you know, ride in parks or anything like that.
Right, right.
Yeah. He knows how to cruise though, and
Yeah.
Now, do they both surf as well? Water surf? Like,
The oldest does. They're more. The youngest one is big. He's like muscular, big, and so is my older one. But so they're into powerlifting.
oh, okay.
Competing in powerlifting.
Nice.
So and super strong.
that's
Nice.
so cool.
We'll have to have them on the podcast. We haven't had a power lifter
Yeah,
on the
seriously.
podcast.
Seriously.
That sounds interesting.
And it's cool they get to do it together. You know, like
Well, my one son's down in Alabama, and the other one's to CU. So
okay. So
Maybe
hard.
we'd call on the one and see you
yeah.
a little closer.
He used to do he was at DCA where he would do the Denver School of Arts, excuse me, and he was a cinema guy himself. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so he's trained in all this stuff.
Yeah.
whoa, that's
Oh,
crazy. We could
wow.
pick his brain. That's for
Right,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd
Does
be,
a lot of
that'd be
he
great.
still does a lot of filming.
Okay.
So even though it's not his major at this point in time.
Where's your favorite place to river surf in Colorado? Like when things are going the best?
Our backyard,
Right,
six.
six. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a wave that it's a 6 drop, counting up, and so we made fun of it and call it 6, but we call it SIXX. And then Nathan, our guy that we lost, said it was so good it was like sex, so we called it SIXX.
X.
Oh,
And then after he passed away, we renamed it Nathan's Wave
oh,
6.
okay,
Yeah.
nice. And where's that located?
Where's that? It's,
Like just kind of okay.
It's like well, it's
Shared.
technically
Is it Platte- so
Sheridan-
it's Platte
Sheridan
River.
Inglewood. Yep.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's kind of like the
Broken
Sheridan.
T golf course up about,
Okay,
Quarter mile.
yep.
Quarter
Okay.
mile or so.
Yeah.
But
There's 3 waves there that we surf.
does your wife surf?
No, she doesn't.
No.
She's not a big fan of the river. She wants to go to the beach.
Do you blame her? Do you
was
blame
that,
her?
does she get in the water on the beach?
She goes out there and wades and
Yeah.
and it's-
That's exactly how my wife is. It's
Yeah.
like she'll come on a surf trip and be so stoked to just
Yeah.
kick it on the beach and
yeah, no.
And where's your favorite? Where's your favorite place, or where's the best place you've ever surfed in the ocean your whole life? Throughout your whole life. What do you think of that one?
So I had a break in Guam that was probably the best that I surfed.
okay.
Puerto Rico, there's Rincon area
Yeah.
Okay.
up there.
Nice.
Domes.
Okay.
Some of that. Yeah, I probably Guam was the best for me. Mm-hmm. Almost died there a couple times.
Wow.
So
So it's heavy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so cool.
So describe one of those if you want.
Oh yeah. So I was out surfing, and it was in Guam the tide is a big.
This could be.
difference.
Oh, and in our segment we do have a skid mark section where you leave skid marks in your tighty whities. So
Oh,
this
that's a-
might be. This might be
yeah.
it.
Shoot
So
it.
got some
thank
skid
you.
marks.
Yeah. So I'm out there surfing, and it's called Magundus, which is ask your wife what Magundus means.
Magundus. Okay.
And so I'll let you figure that out.
Magundus.
But Magundus was the name of the break, and I was surfing it, and tide's dropping out. There's a big typhoon off in the China Sea, and it's pushing really good waves in, and the tide starts dropping, waves coming back up. It's just building and building. Everybody gets out, and I'm like, I gotta get my wave. I gotta get a wave, right? Then I realize that I've overstayed my time in the break because it's got so dry on the reef. The tide was so low that every time I paddle for a wave, I look down and see dry reef.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so then I started going nuts, and I'm trying to figure out because I can't.
Yeah, what do you do then?
I was picking my choice the way I was going to die because
Oh my God.
Because the other way was I started getting crazy, and I was thinking maybe I could paddle out and around the island and back in. But you're talking about freight train size freaking waves.
Yeah, because they're coming back out at you.
Well, this is going zipping along.
Oh, okay.
And
I
the
see.
waves are wrapping into this
Oh,
reef
right.
break that I was surfing. And I realized that that I can't even. I said, David, that's stupid. You can't go out there because it's just drowned. There's no way because you'd be whisked out to, you would never see the island again. You would drown there. And then this 14, 15, 20-foot waves that were out there, and there was no way. So I just said, well, if I got to die, which way do I want to die? Do I want to die drowning, or do I want to die hitting the reef? So I'm like, well, the reef seems faster. Wait.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my God.
So I paddle for a wave, and I'm like, can't do it. And finally, I'm like, I'll die. You know, I can't sit out here.
Yeah, seriously.
And so I take off on the wave, and I see dry reef. And as I drop down, my fins hooked perfect, and I was able to get a good turn away from the dry reef, and
water just kind of
caught a
took you
good ride over the deeper part of the reef because you have to surf over the reef to get in, and got out and got drunk.
Yeah. Was anybody on the shore?
No, because everybody had left. So I so it was
What about don't leave anybody behind?
Nah, it
not
doesn't
there.
work like that. Sorry.
Oh,
No, they got out, and they're like, David's the last person out. I got to go, go do my own thing. And
hey, Sudbud, Smarge doesn't think you should leave anybody in the water.
well, I mean, you can't really tell. I mean,
Yeah.
I was stupid that I stayed out that long. I mean, that same break, I remember about a quarter mile down, not even that. The next little beach area, a guy got eaten by a shark while we were surfing.
No way.
That would be like a skid marks.
my
yeah,
God.
that's too close for me.
Oh my God.
But it wasn't close to us. So he was spearfishing, and so they figured that the sharks came in on him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that particular break, I remember jumping. You go down the rocks in Magunda, so you'd scale on the rocks and you would jump into the water. There's no beach there, and it would suck you around the reef. So I go down and I jump in, and all my boys and buddies up top are yelling, "Shark, shark!"
Oh, shit. Oh,
And I'm like, I threw the board underneath me, and I'm like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I hope he's not hungry. And
Yeah.
I just paddle out and go surf. So
yeah, I mean, some
God.
people are used to it, like New Smyrna in Florida.
Yeah.
Those people see sharks all the time. It's the shark bite capital of the world.
Yeah.
And they're just videos of people surfing, and sharks are just swimming right by them.
Last time I was surfing New Smyrna, this past July, there was one about as close as you and I.
I'd be like, okay, let's give them that area, and I'll go find my new area.
You know, I went there.
Oh,
I went there 3 years in a row. We just stumbled upon New Smyrna one time,
Yeah.
going to the theme parks, and I was like, "This is such a cool little surf town." I'm just hanging out in the water every time we're out there, just kicking it. One time, I took Michael and
Otter, yeah.
yeah, and he's out there swimming, and then we go to Ron John's, and there's all these shirts talking about shark bites, and I think it's like kitschy, I'm like, this isn't they're making jokes.
Right.
And then I talked to one of the employees, and they're like, "This is the shark bite capital of the world." And I was
But the difference between a shark there is that it sees your hand or your foot, and it thinks it's a fish, and it takes a bite, and that's the worst fish I've
Yeah.
had. So,
And they-
but you're messed up. Right?
It's a shark bite. It's not a shark death.
well, it's also reef.
I mean, you
sharks
can be
and-
killed there.
Yeah, it's also reef sharks and bull sharks, which are
Lemon
not as
sharks.
big as
Okay. They're not as big as
leopard sharks. Yeah,
But I have seen big sharks in Florida too.
yeah, definitely.
And like in Guam when I was surfing there, and I first moved there was a person that had drowned. They found out from the autopsy, but she had a big bite out of her from a shark. Yeah, so they figured that she was floating in the water and the shark bit her, and then she washed back up.
Holy shit! Well, you know why it's the number one, right? Why there's so many sharks there?
What was that?
It's because if you look on a map where New Smyrna is, it pokes out
Yeah.
compared to the rest on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And it's right on the line that the sharks migrate from north to south.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just
So-
give them that area.
Yeah,
Well, no, it's
so-
good. It's the best surf
And
in
re-
Florida.
surf
And
out there.
release the bad people to surf out there.
It's, no, because
Isn't that the way life works? But it's the best surf,
is good
ever.
there. I love surfing there.
Yeah, it's a cool
No, it's the best surf spot in Florida.
It is.
Wow.
Most consistent waves.
It is.
I mean, but compared to like the West Coast or Guam.
Have you surfed in Hawaii?
No, I've been through Hawaii a number of times, flying to Guam, surfed Bali.
Oh, cool.
Surfed Puerto Rico a bunch of times.
Yeah. What was Bali like?
It was interesting because when you're out there, it's a beautiful island, and they're used to the Aussies showing up and on the dole. You know,
What are those?
Australians?
Oh, Aussies.
Yeah, so they'd show up and they'd be like
Catch
trying to the locals be talking to them and stuff, and they know they're cheap, right? Because they only have a certain amount of money. But if you said something like they're like an American, they would flip out and they would like come and like try to sell you all.
Oh,
this
everything in the world.
Yeah.
I remember going out to the surf and then the guy's like, "You want to buy this?" And I get some trinket, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm going surfing."
Yeah, I'm in the water. I have my board.
I guess you expect I was going to run back and
Yeah, but-
go get my wallet.
Yeah.
And paid.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it makes sense because Australia is so close to there.
Yeah.
And they're like
Yeah.
their dollar's not as well. It wasn't as strong as ours. You know. So.
Oh,
like,
and
they're
you could
cheaper,
go
like-
live in Bali, for 4 or 5 months and live like a king.
Yeah.
With not much money.
Right.
And although it's a little bit different, but I mean, you had down in Bali, you had some bombings done, when they were trying to.
Whoa.
Yeah, during the Gulf War time and all that, so they ended up bombing one of the bars that I had been to. I can't remember if it was Tubes or. And I had some friends that were out there when it happened.
Whoa.
Were they
really?
okay? Or?
Yeah, they ran. They heard the bombings, and they do multiple. Like, so then people would show up and they bomb some more. So
Yeah.
they ran to the ocean and sat in the ocean for like 4 hours. To
That's a
hiding
good
until it was
idea.
safe, and then came out.
That's so smart. That's like the people in Hawaii that jumped in the ocean during the fires.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, but some of them drown.
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't gonna talk about them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's better than burning. I guess.
Yeah, I guess if you're gonna.
Right? Damn, dude, that's so
Yeah.
gnarly.
I don't know, this is gonna be hard for you guys to put this. I told you not to let me talk too much, man.
No, I love it. We love it.
This will be cake.
I mean, and
yeah, it'll be
surfing's
hard.
got to be your way of just. Has it been your way of coping throughout your whole life?
Well, I learned
with
how
stress
to,
at all,
I
or-
learned how to surf. I mean, a skateboarder.
Or I mean,
when I was young.
so we'll just call it boarding.
Yeah, I mean, boarding. It is. I mean, Cody and I are like, it's boarding is your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 62, and
Was there anyone in your family that influenced you down that line, or did you just kind of find it yourself?
I kind of found it myself, but I had a cousin who was a pro skater,
Okay.
Danny Reardon, and
Okay.
so he skated for GNS and
Damn.
Pepsi, and he was a pro freestylist and was
The Pepsi team was the team
East-
back in the day.
Well,
man.
he was the East Coast version,
Regardless,
Right.
like,
and then and he did a lot of vert skating and stuff. He had a
Cool.
first half pipe I ever skated was his.
whoa.
Then we built them, and he was a big into surfing as well. So I knew that I needed to follow that footpath. Oh, the coolest story about surfing though, I was skateboarding a ditch in Houston, Texas, when I was in 7th grade, and these guys pull up with surfboards on their car, and we're living in Houston, Texas, and they came out.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, like, what are you doing here? And I think I've told Cody the story.
Here.
And one of the guys had a thalidomide arm. You know what that is? Like kind of the stunted growth arm.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thalidomide that was given
Right.
to women that were having problems with
Morning sickness
Morning
or something.
sickness,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So he comes out and I'm like, that's kind of cool, right? But
Yeah.
I stupidly David says, yeah, there's no surf here, is there? And they're like, oh, you know nothing. There's surf here, right? And at that moment, this is before I knew my cousin surfed or was even a pro skater. I knew that I wanted to learn how to surf because of those two guys.
How old were you?
Okay.
the 7th grade.
Nice.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's a great memory.
Yeah. You know, probably never find those guys. They're older than me. You know,
Yeah.
so they're probably
Right.
dead by now.
That's
but
that's cool.
But
yeah.
they're probably going down to what's the beach out there?
Galveston.
There's Galveston. Yeah, I was
Mm-hmm.
gonna say Galveston. It's called it's like a really kitschy name. It's called like Endless Surf Beach or Surfside. Surfside.
Yeah,
Surfside in
yeah.
Galveston. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, you can camp.
Is that where they surf? There's a place in Galveston where they surf behind the big tankers
Ferries?
that come in.
That's
That's-
out near them. That's in Galveston itself.
Oh, is it in Galveston
Right?
The
itself?
ship channel.
Ship channel. Yeah, it's like in a
Going
channel.
to the channel. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it looks
but-
like great clean water.
But I
gotta
mean,
tell you.
like with it, when I surfed in Fort Myers Beach when I first started up with the IRS, and that was Gulf Coast.
Whoa.
And the Gulf Coast with a proper cold front or a proper tropical storm gives us waves.
right.
You know, so
Nice.
that's true. I know it's weird out there because it's like you'll have no surf and then you'll have surf that's like like world class. You know, like
Yeah.
how do you train for that one?
I had a brand new board. I remember it was like knee high, and it just built like chest high, and then I buckled the nose of the board on the sand. Brand
dropping
new
it,
board.
yeah.
Didn't even make
My
it-
cousin
yeah.
made it for me, so yeah, he was a board shaper.
Oh my god. Well, here at Dirty Laundry Clean Confessions, we ask all of our NTRGs 6 questions. We call it 6 on the line.
Oh yeah, go for it.
1 second. I think we need
oh,
a
did you have-
bathroom break. I think I need to get a word from our sponsors really quick.
Oh yes, we do need to get a word from our sponsors. You are good at that, Silu.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'm
take time off.
interested in the 6 questions. You
No.
know?
Okay.
Let's do this.
What do we
Let's
got?
rock
6 on
this.
the line. Are we recording?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
on.
we are. I didn't hear the beep beep.
Yeah, we're rocking. So,
Sorry about that.
all right. So
Six
we like
on
to
the
end
line.
every episode with 6 questions. We call this 6 on the line. So yeah, like we said, we ask everyone these questions. So, you have to answer them all. You want to start this out, Smart?
Yeah, sure. Number 1, since we are in the lower level laundry room, so to speak, we like to keep our questions laundry related, but like relate them to how we are in our personality or in our life. So the first question is, when it comes to your laundry, are you a sorter or a mixer? And does that go over into how you choose people to be in your circle?
So I try to be a sorter, but I get lazy and I mix stuff, and it pisses my wife off.
Is that kind of how you are with people? Like you let everybody in kind of, and then you'll sort through people?
Yes, that's a good read on me.
Nice. Yeah, that is a perfect
You know
read
what?
on
Oh,
you.
it is. You know me.
Yeah, yeah, hell
Guess
yeah.
what?
I'll invite them all in, and then I'll fight them.
And then you'll. Well, see, I don't fight them. I invite them all in, and then every now and then it's like, oh.
Oh, no,
Fuck
yeah.
are you?
Yeah. No, my wife was like, well, David, you like bring all the weirdos in, don't you?
You do. You're very
I love it.
opening.
I knew
at
it. You're
the
just
get-go,
like me. You're just like that's what, and then you go,
And
maybe
like, how do I
should've
get?
sorted.
Oh, wait a minute. This one, how do I like?
How do I get you out of my house?
However, with my laundry, I'm a stickler with sorting my laundry. Like I want to
Really?
sort, but with people, I'm just like, come on, but then I do offer to do everybody's laundry too.
Yeah.
But my clothes are so old that I don't really.
It doesn't
care.
matter. You
Yeah.
get to
Be
an
all
age.
dingy. It's all right
Yeah.
by me. My
Yeah,
wife
oh,
is
you
like,
wanted white? We're going with cream now.
Yes. Pink. How about that?
Yeah. Well, every now and then a wash comes out a little pink.
Well, is your laundry another one of the questions? Is your laundry done when the laundry is washed, or is it completed when you put it away?
When do you consider laundry done?
Put away.
Put away. Cool. Yep.
And are you like that with life? Like, do you procrastinate a lot, or like not procrastinate, but if you start a project, do you need to finish it? Do you find it?
No, I'm not like that.
You're not like that.
That's
so it's a
so
little
crazy.
different.
No. So I've started a bunch of different projects, and then like half of them don't get finished, or
Yeah.
like I have a really good idea and like I
Okay.
go with it. Or,
Yeah.
Or I start a project, like I'm just ending out a project right now, and like God, it only lasted a year.
That was a short project.
Hey, but you finished
I
it.
mean the river surfing page, the super critical flows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It ran a year.
that's
Yeah,
nice.
but that's not fair because you're telling yourself that only ran a year, but you did the service for way longer than that.
Well, I did Denver Surf Report before that.
Yeah, which I know it's different, but like, cause you had a full website, but like,
Yeah.
the service has been, you've been providing this
Yeah.
for a while for us. It's not like,
And then between you and I, I've got the information from the chat field and from Pueblo. So if you ever want to, like, David, what do I need to do? Is go surf or whatever? Or should
Nice.
I
Nice.
skip out or whatever? Always call me.
oh yeah.
Nice reference. Yeah.
Yeah, the OG, that's for damn sure.
So number 3, life, like laundry, has many cycles. Can you reflect back on a great cycle you should maybe bring back into your life, or that you have brought back into your life? Like sometimes we're doing something really good for us and then we kind of get away from it. And then we're like, oh, I need to do that again.
Oh, man.
Because I think sometimes we look back and we think about all the negative and we don't think about the positive things we were doing
Definitely.
for ourselves.
Even when it was shitty, there's always some positives in it.
But maybe just keeping surfing and skating in your life is your way of...
That'll always be there. I don't know. Maybe get back to the days of when I let things roll off my back.
Yeah.
I just get too hung up on, like, I want to fight this, I want to fight that battle.
Yeah.
And it gets me too involved and too spread out and gets me in trouble.
So as
sure.
you've gotten older, you've found more of a fight, kind of, than like before you...
I've always
But
done that.
before you were able to...
But like when you're young and you don't
Yeah.
really care, and your friends are like, you didn't talk politics, you
Right,
just drank
right.
beer, you
It was just
hung
easier
out.
time. Easier time.
I mean, it's kind of, well, river surfing is like that too. When we're river surfing, we don't want to talk politics. We
we don't even talk about our jobs. We just
No.
associate.
Which is great.
We don't even. Sometimes we can't even recognize each other without our wetsuits on.
Yeah, that's a
love
fact.
So bad. You're like,
I
wait a minute,
love
I
it.
know you. And you're like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, but you
Who are
look
you?
different.
When people say hi to you in the parking lot, and you're like,
Right,
"Who the fuck was
Yeah.
that?"
But
Especially
if they had a board and a wetsuit on, they'd be like,
Well,
I
and,
know.
and then we're wearing hoodies. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a good place.
Why are they
So-
parking?
I wonder, is your pizza here? We can edit this out. Do you want to check for the pizza?
I could check it.
Don't you have a little...
can keep asking
Doesn't you have an appy thingy on there that tells you if it's here or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. I'm gonna check.
Okay, so here we are. At number 4, this is my favorite one. If you were to build your own Mount Rushmore, and there are 4 of them, 4 faces on there, who would be in your Mount Rushmore of life? What did you say, 62? You're 62 now. Who?
Well, my wife and my 2 kids. So that's
Nice. I love that.
how many total? 4.
4.
And the last one. Man, it's got to be a surfer, but I don't know who.
Just a surf. Yeah, just how about a surfboard?
Nah, that'd have to be like George Greenow, who's a famous surfer from a long time, although I don't really know him, or Tom Curran, but he's a weirdo.
Yeah, you don't have to know these people. It's just people you've looked up to.
It'd probably
you know?
be, I don't know, the Duke, who's the most famous surfer ever,
Where is he from?
Hawaii.
Okay.
So the Duke was the one that brought surfing to the mainland.
Really? From Hawaii?
Yep, he was.
Was he native?
Yes, he was native. Duke Hanamoko was that? I think how you say his last name. The Duke was a before Mark Spitz. He was the winningest swimmer in the
Really?
Olympics. Yeah, he was one of the
What
first.
island was he from? Do you know?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But he ended up learning the Australian crawl or the freestyle of what we know today. And he was so fast that they tried to ban that type of swimming in the Olympics. And then
Really?
And so he would go around, because he was an Olympic champion, everybody knew him that. He would bring his surfboards to the U.S. and demo his surfing, and that's how surfing got to the U.S.
Oh, wow.
So he goes up there.
Did you hear that, Sudbuds? Nice little tidbit of history.
There's actually a stamp for him too.
Nice.
Yeah,
That
and
is nice.
He's been in movies and all that.
Oh, look, I like that. I like
He was
like
the
that.
Surfer magazine called him the Surfer of the Century
the
before the
century.
change of the from the 90s to the 2000s.
Nice. Okay, so number 5. Let's see. When this life cycle ends for you and you find yourself in the big shiny laundromat above, below, on the side of you, whatever you vision, who do you want to be there to meet you and greet you? What would you like to hear? Who do you want to be there to meet you and greet you?
Man, I don't think I believe in the afterlife. I
Just say
don't
you end
know.
up somewhere before you end up nowhere.
No, I mean, I think, you know,
Like-
as you know, us getting older and seeing people die, you know,
Yeah.
family members, friends, you know,
Yeah.
Nathan, you know, I don't know, you know, I think it's try to die with dignity. And
That's
and
big.
and that's so difficult because we live in a world where like,
We let our animals die with more dignity than our humans.
right, and
I
we
swear.
you know, like we try to fight back death, right? And it's with pills or you know an operation or you know just unrealistic hope.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and just you know hopefully I die with dignity. And so I don't know if it's meeting them, but when I go, you know, hopefully family will be there and say, yeah, it was a good run.
Good. It was a good run. I like
love-
that. It was a
yes,
good
yeah.
run. Or come look at these waves.
Right.
I got to show you these waves.
I mean, I figure I've
But
won
it's
the
a good
lottery
run.
of life right now. I'm 60,
Nice.
62 almost. And, you know, there's people in the world that they aren't even drinking water today.
Right,
I got
right,
I
right.
got a beer and a bunch of water. And,
Right.
yeah, so.
Yeah, I can't tell you. Like a week doesn't go by that I just don't thank the universe for bringing me into it when there was running plumbing.
Yeah.
I don't want to go out to a freaking outhouse when in the middle of the night.
My wife.
I think it makes me wonder if was I reincarnated where I had to do that, because I swear not a week goes by that I'm like, oh, thank God I'm not out in an outhouse.
Well, my wife. Check
That's
this
a
out.
weird thought.
My wife, her dad was a zinc miner, and their first house had an outhouse.
Whoa.
Lived in Tennessee.
Whoa.
Right.
When my grandparents bought their cabin, it had an outhouse, and we had to use it for a little while. Maybe that's where it came from, huh?
Oh, so you've
Yeah, so maybe that
You've
is where I've
experienced it, right?
experienced it,
Oh,
to
no.
where, and then he's like, just sprinkle this lye
Right.
on there, and then my grandpa would be like, it also decomposes bodies like crazy, and I'm like, why are you telling me this? Maybe that's it.
Well, yeah, seriously, they like scared you to death as a child.
Well, have you ever been in a house situation where like the water goes out,
It's miserable.
right? And you're like
I'd rather get
buckets
by
of
with no
water
electricity.
trying to flush
the
this,
toilet.
the
Yeah.
toilet, yeah,
Yeah,
And then you realize how like fragile life is.
Yeah.
And then like these other countries that you know water turns on for like 1 day a week.
Yeah. If you're
Or even in southern Colorado.
Well,
they're-
I think about the covered wagons that came over. I wouldn't have lasted 3 hours.
like drink that water over there and you're pooping for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah,
you know?
no thanks.
Oh, you've been through that.
yeah, I just went through that.
Yeah, no. yeah,
It's very fresh.
that can happen with river surfers, I hear.
What's
yeah.
pretty crazy is we had Adam on, and we surfed that same session, and we both got Giardia.
Oh, really?
But we were together, same session. We both got it, dude. So that's how.
I surfed it. I didn't get it with you though.
Yeah, but you must have your mouth closed.
Yeah. It's like, well, I did say to C. Louis, the object is not to drink the water, right?
Well, but sometimes
yeah,
I mean,
I water ski. There is no way to
Yeah.
keep the water out of you if
Right.
you fall or
right.
if the,
And then I
yeah.
think also if you don't wash your hands afterwards and you eat,
Yeah, and you really
introduce
need
it
to
back
shower
to
off. Yeah.
yourself. But and then also I'm a little different than you. I mean, the last one I had was not crypto. What was it? Salmonella.
Okay.
You know, as soon as I got it from river surfing, I went to the doctor and they gave me these big pills and it like
Knocked it out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My first time I like suffered for like a month.
Yeah, why even do that? Yeah. Ugh.
That's what I did. I suffered through it
Yeah,
for like 2 weeks.
You lose a lot of weight, but
Yeah,
you
I
almost
did.
die.
Yeah, it was sick. I lost so much weight. Allie's family was like, "You look so good. What
There's
have you been doing?" I'm
people-
all dying.
There are
It's
people
like
that
right in
pay
here
for
and
certain,
right out
like-
there.
There are people that pay for certain tapeworms to
Yeah.
ingest them to lose weight.
Oh man, we should go ahead and just have them go down to the plant and
yeah.
drink water.
We should
Or
start
we
a-
should like, just take a bottle
and then
like this
charge
and
them.
drink
yeah,
this.
yeah, and charge them.
Well, dude,
There are people that pay for that.
that's our future.
The only number 6 on the line.
Going fast.
Since the podcast is for our future generations, we hope they'll want to listen to this at some point. What advice would you give your younger self? And you can pick your age. Is there a particular time in your life you think back and you're like, oh my gosh, if I knew that I know now, what I knew then, I would have told my younger self this.
Man, don't be so full of yourself.
Ooh, that's a good one, bro.
I mean,
Be a little more
I mean,
humble.
Be humble,
Okay.
not be as I don't know, cliquish and I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
like surfing and skateboarding and all that.
The cool
Even
guys,
law
of course.
enforcement. There's just like you think you're better than other people, In reality, we're all the same. I don't care if it's a guy on the street begging for money or somebody who's, strung out or, somebody's in jail for doing something really bad. We're all the same.
Yeah, definitely.
I would tell myself, chill out.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up, David.
Nice.
Calm down, Mike.
Calm down.
Well, I try to tell
David.
myself that every morning when I get up.
Well, this is what I've been saying for.
I was sitting on the toilet going, too many beers last night? And what the hell's wrong with you, David? You're a fucking asshole.
Why did I say that?
I hate that. Yeah, you had to take yourself. Yeah, I have to take myself into a corner sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
and
I think we all
What is
do.
up with you right now?
And then sometimes you got to go in that
Sort
corner.
your shit out.
Right, and sometimes you go in that corner and go, "You're all right, David. It's okay.
Yes.
You can be kind of like stupid and hated too.
Yeah,
you know,
you're
Yeah,
good.
You never do anything right,
Seriously,
Well, you
though.
do some things right. I think we're all a phone call away from like helplines,
We are one phone call away. That is
and that's normal,
so
right? But
true.
but we've all had people that are like they should have made that call like maybe yesterday.
Yeah.
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 This is just knowing when, when it's time
It's
to make
knowing
it,
your
make
limit.
it.
Right.
It's knowing
Right.
that, but then you're so far gone you don't know it.
Right. No, that does happen, right?
It's horrible.
I think that's the difference between like being like normal and not sick and not knowing when you
Be
should
able to
make that
catch
phone
yourself,
call.
right?
Right.
Like,
And-
should I be?
And we're all
But I do
we
think
all
the-
play that game with ourselves, right?
And this is the last at my last yearly. I asked my doctor this. I said, "Okay, so I find myself like questioning more. Like, should I make that phone call? Like, I'm losing my nut. Now, is this an aging thing or is something wrong with me?" And she just laughed. She goes, "I think you're going through an aging thing because you're like kind of questioning things." She goes, "I don't think anything's wrong with you, but I'll ask you some questions."
Well, and ageism is a tough thing.
But it
on yourself,
messes
right?
with that, right? And I'm like, am I nuts or is this all part of it? And she goes, it's a very thin line.
Right. No, ageism is tough because society comes at you, your body comes at you, and you
Out of
and you
nowhere.
question yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Like, why? No, wait a minute. I'm old. I'm not.
All of a sudden, you're
I'm like that
self-conf-
snot hanging off the nose that
Nobody tells you.
nobody wants you around anymore. Include
well,
yourself.
And you
like,
would probably had a ton of, did you have a ton of, what would you call it? Just self-confidence. When you were younger, has it diminished a little bit as you got older or not really?
I think it's like every day diminishes comes back.
I like that.
Just a little bit.
Well, right now I am on an hourly diminishment.
Right. It really depends when you catch me. Like when I was doing when I shut down my blog today, it's like I was feeling really bad.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to say goodbye to something you
I know.
put
I
your
saw
time into.
everyone's telling you thank you, and you're all
Yeah.
good. Fucking okay, bitch. Like you
Yeah.
should have supported me, motherfucker.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
You should have been there when I was like up
Yeah.
against the.
Well, I hope we cheered you up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're-
no, this is fun.
I hear little feet upstairs.
They're
Maybe
here.
the
That's what
grands-
was here.
Oh, the grandsuds.
Grandsuds are here.
Okay, they're here. That's
cool.
funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, well that makes me feel a little better. So I just need to, we'll just have an older person self-confidence seminar at some point, right?
Yeah.
Well,
And turn that internal dialogue around.
I mean, when this podcast goes on to those generations after your kids and their kids and stuff like that, they're gonna look at this and go, "This is what growing old is gonna be like."
Fuck that, I'm out.
No,
But
but
maybe
it's
it'll
not
be
that
different.
bad either. I know.
Yeah, well, we're happy. You're talking about look how many things you've done in your life. What a positive life, and then I know you've had your ups and downs. But I mean, how long have you been married? I did mean to ask you that.
Boy, we've been married. What kids we're 40? No, not
That's
40
amazing.
years. No,
You need to bring your wife next.
30 years.
Yeah, 30.
You need to bring your wife.
Yeah.
Bring your wife. Bring Mrs. Dave next time, okay? And we'll give her her own name.
She'd
But
be like slapping me
She's
upside the
like,
head. Shut
I
up,
would
Never
baby.
call
love-
me
I
Mrs.
would
Dave.
love. I know. I would love.
No, she's the one that drives the car.
So I'm gonna say, when I meet
she
her-
wears the pants in the
Yeah.
family.
When I first meet her, I'm going to shake her hand and say, "And your husband told me to address you as Mrs. Dave."
I get my ass kicked.
In front of everyone.
But I would love to hear her stories.
Oh, she's got stories.
I'll say, hey,
So-
you're
so
the
I'm-
one you should have married.
All right, so I'm like the crazy one in the family. She's like the rock. She brings
Yep.
me back.
This is
Like,
so funny. We on our podcast we have interviewed a husband and a wife police officer. He was a police officer, she was not, but their dynamics, kind of what they went through. I would love with both of you guys being in this same deal. Like that's got to be even a different dynamic.
Wow, how did the police officer do? Was he open?
They were pretty. Well, they
Oh,
got pretty drunk. So
Well,
they were
well,
really
no,
helping
you're
them
thinking the
along.
last one. The first one was just him and his wife.
Oh no, they were.
And then
chill.
the
Yep.
second one we did,
Oh, you done more than one cop?
we did him,
And-
his partner, and his wife. She's like,
Oh,
I stuck.
partners that way.
Yeah. Oh, that's sorry.
I was
sorry.
like, yeah, I
Oh,
was like-
sorry. That's confusing. Yes, his
Yeah.
partner, like in crime, his SWAT partner.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess SWAT people and they have partners
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So he came in,
Wow.
and that was quite the deal.
Well,
That's pretty hectic.
testosterone going on there.
Oh, super testosterone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was all good.
Wow.
It was all good.
And you broke down and actually got them to talk.
Yeah.
And we didn't know it. The first interview, we didn't know it. They were first responders to Columbine, and we didn't know it. And they started going into that,
That's heavy.
and like Haas and I were just like,
But it's cool.
but it was good.
At the beginning, it's super.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty testosterone driven the whole time, but you can see or you can hear them breaking down. You know what I'm saying? You
Oh,
can hear
no,
them being
no.
like, "Yo, don't like."
Yeah. So I had a
Definitely.
desk at the FBI. I was on a task force, mortgage fraud task force there. So I had a desk at the FBI, and I remember them the day after the shooting in Aurora at the movie theater.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, they're all talking, and one guy's like, "Yeah, I would have stood up and shot him down," and the other guy goes, "No, he would have just shot you up so quick." And there's this weird dynamic was going on. I'm like, I gotta leave.
Yeah.
Like,
Seriously.
I'm out of here. You know?
Seriously, like what a weird thing to think about during that. You
Yeah.
know, like, I mean, that was such a fucking tragedy.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it was weird when that
tragedy.
when that went down. I just happened to be at that restaurant that's right there at Clement Park. It was a brewery at the time, like a brewery.
The one in
restaurant.
Aurora.
No, by Columbine.
Oh, Columbine.
Because I had just finished a golf lesson at Raccoon Creek, and I went across, and it was like a brewery restaurant. I went over there, and I got locked down in the restaurant for like,
Wow.
I think it was like 6 hours, 7 hours. And the worst part about that whole thing is their parking lot is where the parents were supposed to gather.
Oh no.
And-
So you're seeing it from.
It was
Yeah, wow.
just skin crawling.
Oof.
You know,
I mean, the part that really fucking pisses me off is we've had multiple administrations since then, and we still can't figure.
oh no, it's just
how
gotten
to-
worse and worse.
You know
and
what I'm
worse and worse
saying?
and worse
I'm
and worse.
like, bro, like we got to figure.
We had that
something out.
church shooting the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
did you,
what
that
I'm
was
saying.
our 43rd
This year.
shooting for
Really?
this year.
Like,
Wow.
bro,
Just crazy.
it's getting
Yeah.
gnarly.
Well, when I retired from law enforcement, I gave him my badge and my gun, and I don't have a gun in the house.
Yeah.
I don't believe in guns in the house.
I only have 2.
They,
I only have 2. Well, here's my thing. I do want a gun because everyone else seems to have a gun. However, I will not keep a gun until I know how to use it.
Yeah, get trained on
So
how to use
until
it.
I-
Yeah. But word, awesome. Do you notice the pizza here?
Yeah,
It is?
pizza is here.
Nice, it worked.
Thank you so much for your
Yeah,
time.
this is
Really, we
fun.
would love to have you back. We'd love to have you back with your wife. Anything we can do if you decide to start another
Oh,
website
can
or
we
whatever.
give you some gifts?
oh,
Can we give you some gifts, please?
you don't have to do that.
Well, I know, but we got them.
But we will definitely give you a call. And always call us if we can help you with anything.
This is for you, sir.
Oh, thanks.
And this right here is just a thing of goodies for.
Well, it's a laundry bag with some goodies in it.
Oh no. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, this was fun. I appreciate you guys.
Good. I'm glad
inviting
you
me.
came.
And I'm glad it wasn't just the surfing. It was actually kind of fun to talk about my career stuff.
That's good to
Yeah.
hear because that's what makes us who we are. Our
Yeah.
stories. Our
Yeah.
stories.
Well, thanks. Thanks
Yeah.
for
Thank
inviting me.
you.
No, thank you, Dave. Seriously, bro, I'm so stoked, and I'm so happy to actually get this video up.
Good luck. Oh my gosh.
Is this our first video?
Second,
Hey, before
but,
we wrap up this spin cycle, I would like to give a quick shout out to those listeners who may be famous. We really do love and adore you, and even though you do not qualify as an NTRG, not the real guest, we would love to hear from you, so drop us a note, dirtylaundrycleanconfessions@gmail.com. Haas, Otter, Silu, and Smarge, thank you for listening. We hope today's recordings ease the daily load a bit for the Sudbuds and the future generation, especially on those tough stained days. Please enjoy our new theme song by Kendall, Jetri, and friends. Here it is for your folding pleasure. Keeping it sorted, Smarge is folding out. And remember, be safe, stay even, and when in doubt, go half.
no money off this podcast news. Give us confessions we can use. People love it when you lose, they love dirty laundry. We couldn't be actors, so we wound up here. Don't have to look good, just have to speak clear. Come and whisper in our ear, give us dirty laundry. Innuendos, we twist your mind. Clean confessions won't cost you a dime. Good for the soul, and you'll feel fine. Dirty laundry. We can fold your laundry, we can sing and dance. We're all done now, thanks for taking the chance. Hope y'all enjoyed this wash and rinse your dirty laundry.
Dirty laundry.
Clean confessions.
Dirty laundry.
Clean confessions.
Dirty laundry.
Oh, clean confessions.
Dirty laundry.
Clean confessions.
Dirty laundry.
Oh, baby, clean confessions.
Dirty laundry.
Mercy, baby.
Dirty laundry.
Come clean on me, baby.
Dirty laundry.
Clean confessions.
Dirty laundry.
Yeah, baby. Got your confessions right here.
Dirty laundry. Dirty laundry. Dirty laundry. Dirty laundry. Dirty